Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Sam Roberts Wrestling Podcast. Introducing your host from New York, here is Sam Roberts.
The man that I do have here to join us at the amazing Highline Ballroom is the world's strongest man, Mark Henry, everybody. Mark Henry is here in all of his glory. Look at this beautiful man. Oh my God. Look at him strutting. He's got that sexual chocolate strut. He's back, baby. Yeah.
You have to be careful with these microphones. You sitting them in the wrong place.
Welcome to the show, Mark.
What's up, brother?
Well, thank you for being here, man.
Well, you know, I'm trying to do my part.
I know, yeah. This is like a Make-A-Wish for you, right? This is like you're competing with Cena now.
So cute.
I begged Sam for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly.
Y'all, you could have gave me that the intro from "Ain't coming to the stage from the What's Happening episode of That's My Mama." Ladies and gentlemen, can you build a brother up?
Yeah, well, I felt like the reaction was there. You give that reaction. What do you see out there?
Y'all got plates in front of y'all.
Yeah, they're having a delicious meal here.
Okay. I don't drink alcohol or smoke or nothing like that. I smoke a cigar every now and then. But I do eat. And I'm looking around, and I guess y'all must have started early because the place is empty as hell. And I'm looking for something to be like, man, let's take one of those.
Just something to not nosh on. Anybody got an extra wing or something?
Hey,
no?
Easy, killer.
What?
No wieners. Come on.
Well, Mark Henry,
it's a family show.
Your history with SummerSlam runs deep. Here's a question I want to ask you about SummerSlam. I think it was a SummerSlam. I think it was SummerSlam 96 you made your first SummerSlam appearance. Is that right?
It is, that's right.
And you were on commentary?
I was.
Here's what I want to ask about.
And I was the worst.
So Mark Henry comes out, right? And this is like red, white, and blue, Olympics.
Crazy pyro.
Yeah, pyro. I'm going to be the new American hero, babyface Mark Henry, right? And he comes out, and this is when Jerry Lawler and Jake the Snake Roberts are in the middle of a rivalry based around the fact that Jerry Lawler keeps making fun of Jake Roberts for being a recovering alcoholic. And every joke that Jerry Lawler...
My, how things have changed.
Every joke that Jerry Lawler, the evil bad guy, makes about Jake Roberts being an alcoholic, you hear like a really delightful Texas chuckle coming from the commentator's headset. And in hindsight, I'm thinking that couldn't possibly been what you were supposed to do out there. That's not why you would have been out there, to highlight how funny this terrible person is.
Okay, first off, the pyro scared the hell out of me. That's why I never had pyro since.
Is that right?
Yeah, I don't like it. I'll be in the back talking to me, yeah, man, and this cane pyro going, oh, shit.
How long were you?
I hate it.
You wrestled for a long time, Mark.
Yeah,
There's a lot of pyro every single night.
It get me every night. I dislocated my shoulder after a guy wrestled, so I was wrestling Benoit. And
that was a questionable applause. Are we applauding
people were scared
the career or the guy? Because he did that thing, I think. Yeah, they were looking to see. They were like, "Where does Mark Henry fall
like
on
him,
this?"
right? We like him still.
I think I'm going to line up with Mark on this one.
I think it was Big Show's pyro, and it went off, and I jumped, dislocated my shoulder. Yeah, that happened. That was real. Thanks for laughing at my pain.
It's amazing because nowadays you hear like somebody gets injured in like a Hell in a Cell and they're like, oh, they're injury prone, or like Finn Balor gets thrown against a wall. And
it's just on Kane's entrance.
Yeah, he's injury prone. But then you have an Olympic athlete that's like, oh, ow, 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 ow.
Hey, but you know how explosive you got to be to dislocate your own shoulder?
Yeah. That was the moral of the story. Damn, this kid can move.
Man, this kid is talented.
So what was up with all the laughs you had at the expense of a man that was trying to find God as a good guy?
Well, the
Not a
thing
good guy either,
is
the
I
greatest of
had
guys.
I had actually met Jake about 3 or 4 times to that point. And I knew in my mind, like, he just drinks because he wants to.
Like it's not a problem.
No,
Right.
but it's just like, I'm going to get drunk. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to DDT somebody. Drunk.
And you're like, okay, do your thing.
All right, Jake, good. All right.
Well, how did that work at the time? Because at the time, your boss, wasn't he doing commentary with you?
Yes, and you know, the thing about it is there is not one person in this room that can stand and look at Jerry Lawler like this and not start laughing. I don't give a shit what he's saying. He could be reading War and Peace and you'll be like, and that's just what it is. Like, I just could not look at him. He is one of the funniest people in the world.
So what was when you're out there, right? You're already nervous. You're trying to figure out what you're doing anyway, and then obviously you get told you did it wrong. Like, does that shake up your confidence and make it more difficult to figure out how to do it right, or do you learn from your mistakes and go like, oh, okay, I get it now?
Well, you learn from your mistakes, but listen, I've never made a mistake not going 100 miles an hour. So if I made a mistake, it was an unbelievably disastrous mistake, or it was funny as hell. You know, and this for the fans. Everybody here a fan. I'm a fan too. But there was a thing on the internet that said Mark Henry screws up, and it was like the thing where I was wrestling Batista in the cage, and I'm pulling on this chain, and they had 2 locks. One lock was a lock that was, you know, the one to hold the gate shut, and then the other lock was the one that I was going to pull and break. And that lock had a professional like tinker with it to where, okay, if you apply enough pressure, like you might be able to, you know, you're a big, strong looking guy.
Yeah, that's a compliment. He figured out a way to do it nice. Yeah.
And okay, maybe not, but maybe 3 of y'all at that table right there could have pulled it and broke it. Well, dumbass Ellis, the guy that was responsible for all that stuff.
Was that his born name? Was that his birth name?
Well, that's what I call him.
I see.
Especially after I pulled on that, you know, it was a master lock, and I pulled on it for like 7, almost 8 minutes, and before I really broke it for real.
So
And
you had to break
that
a
was-
legit.
That was one of the top 10 greatest strength feats that I ever achieved in my career. Because I can break handcuffs, I can bend frying pans and steel rods and stuff. But until that point, I had never broke a master lock, and I had tried.
Wow.
But when that camera got rolling and I had to do it, I was able to do it.
What do you think made you? Was it the adrenaline of the crowd? Was it because you were mad at dumbass Ellis?
It was the fear. It was the fear of failure. Listen, y'all better pray for my success, because if I ever have to resort to the life of crime, I am going to be Nino Brown in this son of a bitch. Like,
thank God for wrestling.
thank God for wrestling. Like, I mean, I don't like to fail.
Right. When your back is against the wall, it's getting done.
It's going to happen.
Yeah. So have you broken a master lock since then?
I think I did in a show, but in a show, you know, you in front of a crowd like this, it's intimate, and you like get fired up, and the master lock was between. I have these things called triangles, and it's one of the feats of strength that I do. I'm one of the few people. Dennis Rogers is another strong man. If you Google him, they call him Mighty Mite. He's been on Superhumans and all these shows. He's the only other guy that could do it. And there's about 3 other strong men that are really elite that neither Pat Procreatitis can't do it still.
Wow. Yeah, I feel like if I realized I had that skill, every time I saw a master lock, I'd say, give me 10 minutes. It's not going to happen right away, but give me 10 minutes.
You're not going to have 10 minutes. You're going to have to get it, you know. Like, but now it's like, I learned from that it's a technique. It's a technique to everything. Everything we do in the strongman world, there's a technique to it, and a lot of it is, the molecules in metal heat up, and once you apply heat, you got to keep heat going, and you twist, and then that's when the pins will break. But like I say that shit like it's easy, but it's all a matter of fact. Yeah, you just turn the steel until it gets hot.
You just heat your body heat up.
Yeah,
Like
it breaks.
All of a sudden,
it's not easy like that.
Mark Henry just became Neil deGrasse Tyson explaining how to break a master lock. But does that so does that frustrate you, and does that frustrate a lot of guys who are wrestlers? Because I think that's a prime example, but you see it all the time. Like there are these things that happen where we as fans look at it and be like, ha ha, look, he screwed it up, and we don't even realize that we have no idea what we're watching. We have no idea. Pick it up. Yeah.
Hey, honey, I'm doing the show.
Honey, did you break the master lock to the house again?
I'm on Sam Roberts' podcast.
I told you, honey, I can break them. I can't fix them.
Y'all say hi. What's up? See that? So rude, so rude. I got to hang my phone up, man. All right, I'll talk to you.
One time for the world's strongest wife, huh? Yeah. But so people, they don't even.
Okay, I'm gonna turn my phone off. Sorry about that.
They don't even know what they're watching.
See, I told you when I mess up, I go 100 miles an hour, baby. You understand me?
So they don't know what they're watching sometimes, right? Like I have watched that clip 100 times, and I have found myself chuckling quite a bit at your expense, not realizing that what I saw is something that you would probably take a lot of pride in.
Oh my God, yeah. I guess probably the next thing, I probably scared myself, and you can look at the video, but there was a guy, he was probably about 210, 215, and he was like at the announce table, and I'm supposed to like grab this guy and throw him through the table to the floor, and I guess for a better term, I got crunk. And I threw his ass, man. I mean, he got airtime.
Yeah.
I was just like, oh, shit. And my face did that. It was like.
On a scale of 1 to Randy and the Singh brothers, what was it?
If I'd have threw one of them, they'd still be flying.
Yeah, that's a scary thing when the world's strongest man realizes he's stronger. You know what I mean? Like, I'm going to use this now. So, did you guys watch earlier today? WWE 2K18 came out with their roster reveal. Did you guys watch that?
No.
They did. Here's the good news. You're in the game. Yeah, Mark Henry. But here's
them checks, baby.
Here's something that struck me as odd. I'm watching this thing and they go, here are the superstars in the game. And they list 5 or 10 people. International people, 5 or 10 people. Tag teams, blah, 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 blah. Then they get to legends. And they go, they go Dusty Rhodes. They go Bret the Hitman Hart. They go Mark Henry. Like it's nothing. And I go, did Mark Henry officially retire? I had because you're class of, you're a legend in the game.
Well, I mean, we got a table for 3 right here, and I know we saw you talk about it on Table for 3.
Listen, I have a pink jacket in the WWE Hall of Fame. I retired already.
It's done.
Listen, I can't do that again. I can't emotionally get myself in a place where you are wrong. I love the business, but at one time in my life, I was elite. There might have been, that was around that time.
Yeah. And you know what's interesting?
I'm not that guy no more. Father Time is undefeated. He ain't lost yet, and he ain't going to. Everybody is going, I got the microphone, shut up. At some point, you got to look at your legacy and say, do you want them to see you go out decrepit, or do you want them to see you and remember you for being elite? You was at the top of your game, you could pick up everybody over your head and throw them if that was your stick, and that was my stick, and I can't pick up Braun over my head no more.
Yeah, that's over.
This ship sailed.
So was that your last match against Braun Strowman? What was the last one?
I feel like the respect the audience and respect the crowd and the fans of the business. Like, I'm gonna have to go out.
So you are gonna have one more.
I'm gonna have to have another match.
There we go. There we go. And you know the thing about the Hall of Fame.
I want it to be with like.
Who said Sam Roberts? I'm a professional
did you hear me?
broadcaster.
I turned into one of the fat boys. No.
Who do you have any idea who you wanted to?
Man, I'm thinking like Bailey or somebody.
I don't know. You go back TakeOver a couple years ago. That match with Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah.
You might be underestimating Bailey.
You know what? Like, if I was gonna wrestle somebody, like one of the girls, it would have. What's funny? I wasn't even trying to be funny then.
Because like I asked you like, who's your last match going to be with, and you were like, well, if I had to wrestle one of the girls. And I was like, nobody's talking about the girls. But that's an important question too. If you had to wrestle one of the female superstars of the WWE, who would it be, Mark Henry? Okay, they're already.
It wouldn't be Charlotte.
Yeah.
I think Charlotte could whip some of the boys.
Yeah.
Her and Sasha Banks. The
Yeah.
way they going, man. I don't know about y'all, but I've watched some of their matches. It was better than the guys' matches. You know, they should have closed the show.
So what are you going to do? Bring Eva Marie out of retirement?
Man, I was thinking like Ivory.
Whoa.
Well, y'all said that like did she mess up?
She retired. I mean, I didn't realize that was so controversial, but whatever.
Oh yeah, man, you just got people. They shit on you just then.
Is that what that was?
Yeah, that's what that's called in my hood.
Well, I was going to.
Like if you say something and people go,
I was going. Maybe it was a mistake.
That's
but
the technical term for it.
I was
Excuse
probably
the
going.
potty mouth. I know there's some kids in here.
I was probably going about 43 miles an hour. So,
You know, all the 8-year-olds.
so
You know.
who do you want your last match to be against? What's that swan song?
It'll have to be somebody legendary, somebody I respect, somebody that you know, it's a few of them that don't work for the company no more. CM Punk was like one of my favorite. If he would come out of retirement for one day to wrestle me, I'd sign the contract in a minute.
Well, there it is out there. CM Punk, you can retire Mark Henry. Do the man a favor.
Undertaker's gone. The person that I look at, now Andre the Giant was my favorite wrestler as a kid growing up. Big Show.
Well, who do you?
In my opinion, the most skilled big man that ever wrestled.
Who? Big Show?
Big Show.
Yeah. And he's still doing it.
I was so mad about a year ago. It was some crowd, like the crowd. I can't even remember where we were, but they was like trying to tell him to you retire. Or
Please retire was the
Golly, bro. I wanted to go in the crowd and just start mopping people. Like, it was so disrespectful.
Yeah.
So disrespectful. That guy don't deserve that.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, it's amazing, like, the context people do it, right? Because at a show, they'll do that. But if Big Show was sitting where you're sitting right now and saying the exact same thing, yeah, you still
won't even look at him.
Yeah. It's not
Won't
what
even
you
look
said.
at him.
What do you, Skylar, you're as big a fan as you are. Is there a last match that, in your mind, would be right for...
I was actually going to say Big Show from the start.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to think of active people that have longevity. I mean, there's like Jericho, but I feel like, you know, what I would like to see is someone.
What you are not allowed to talk the rest of the show.
So who's
I always think that there should be like a young talent, so you could put someone over who's like more the future, who's not as established. Maybe is that kind of thing? No, that's not a thing that you do. Isn't that a thing? Isn't that what they say that you do? You
Mark
go
Henry
out?
goes out on top. I don't know if you heard about that.
You know what? If it was a young guy, and I tried, but nobody wasn't feeling it at the time, but. Like,
he's about to
I don't
tell
know
you.
if y'all realize or not, but y'all get to see me every night. And the guy that is me is Neville. Neville is the guy that I mentored. I tried to get him to see things a different way. And every night that you see him, he is me, just in a smaller body.
And
The dude is talented, he's tough, and I guarantee if you think you can whoop his ass, you are wrong.
Hell no.
That dude will punch you so many times that you will turn around backwards and tell him to kick me, man. Like, shit. Like, the dude really can fight, and I respect that. Like, that's one of the guys that I would have, and I had a match with him. It was a good match, too.
And I think
But
this run that he's having now as king of the cruiserweights is on the level of your Hall of Pain run. It's
Yes,
like
sir.
he found
Yes,
this
sir.
sweet spot, and like you care about Neville.
Yeah, I do, and I a lot of the stuff that he's doing, you walk up and ask him, he'll say, "Hey, Mark Henry told me to do that."
Yeah, what I would say is get X-Pac out of retirement. We'll finally get that Miz Ark versus Mark Henry match that everybody's been waiting for.
Oh, here come the comedy. Your ass gonna be sitting right next to him on your own show. Mark Henry kicked me off my show.
Well, do you have a SummerSlam memory of yours? I don't think it's 96, but that you really look at as like, yeah, that was cool.
You know, man, I've been hitting the head a lot. When I started trying to think about like individual moments, it always takes me a while. But I think that SummerSlam in Los Angeles, I guess it was about 3 years ago. It was before we started coming here.
Mm-hmm.
Me and Sheamus,
Yeah.
like, man, we had one that was about 8 minutes too long. It was like 23, 25 minutes, and boy, I was huffing. And we fought out of the ring into the crowd. And the next week, of course, we came back to the East Coast and ended up pushing him through a barricade. But I clotheslined Sheamus over the barricade out into the crowd. And I guess the dude was Irish or something. I don't know what the hell he was, but he was a Sheamus fan. He jumped on my back and I don't know if y'all saw that, but that elbow came so fast. That Sheamus was like, "Oh my God!" I was like, but that's like one of the more memorable matches. Like Sheamus and I had that was a lot of fun, and I mean it didn't hurt to get the elbow somebody that jumped on me from behind, but that was one that stands out.
You were talking about how much you love the business and everything. Are you still going to be, because you said on the table for three that you brought up, Skylar, I think, that you still want to do stuff. You're not leaving the business.
No, not
Are you
at
still
all.
going to, are you going to be a WWE employee?
Well, yeah, a lot of people don't realize I've done about 4 or 5 jobs already. I've assisted with talent development. I helped in getting Rich Swann and
Absolutely.
Apollo Crews and I don't know if y'all watched the Mae Young Classic, but to see Bianca Blair is one of mine. Braun Strowman, and out of everybody, like the guy that I looked at and saw and was amazed by first was Daniel Bryan.
Daniel Bryan.
Just to see Daniel Bryan and go, wow, man, that dude's amazing. Of course, I lied to him and told him he was like 6'1". But he got in the door, and the rest was all him. So, it's like I'll lie again, all over again if we're going to get another Daniel Bryan.
Yeah. That's why I love your story, to tell you the truth, because like you come in '96 as this like guy who's a wrestling fan, but you don't know anything about the business, and and I think the reputation that you had might have been like, who is this guy? He's getting all these opportunities that he didn't earn. It's this and that, and you go through some hard times, and you get to a place, right, where you had good times, bad times, good times, bad times. But right before your Hall of Pain run, that's when people were treating you like they treated the Big Show. Like people were saying Mark Henry is done before your Hall of Pain run. Then you have the best run of your career, and now you're in a position where you've gone from just a guy who is a fan and a power lifter to a person who's molding what the future is going to look like. I think it's an amazing thing.
Thank you.
Let's give Mark Henry a round of applause. You got to go. You're a busy, busy man, and I really appreciate you coming out for this.
Thank you, Sam.
Everybody, if you want to see more of Mark Henry, though, he's doing an NXT viewing party. If you do not have NXT tickets, you can go check out Mark Henry on Saturday. What's all the details on it?
If you go to The Mark Henry on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, I'm not on that Snap gimmick.
You don't want to be. It's nothing but trouble, Mark. It's nothing but trouble.
I'm not on that. I don't do the one with they put the rabbit ears on you when you look at the pictures and stuff.
That's not for you.
You'll never see me in one of those. Never.
You're not going to do
never.
The animated tongue that drips. Oh, it's Mark Henry.
Oh, look at Mark Henry being
the world's strongest cutie pie.
The world's strongest cutie. No thanks. But go on there and I'll post it tonight. Actually, when I leave here, it'll be on in the next 30, 40 minutes.
Well, great. Everybody check out Mark Henry this weekend. Thank you so much for being here, man. I appreciate it. Yeah.
Appreciate it, yeah.
I'm going to put this right here so somebody else can sit on it.
How are you doing on time, Skylar?
So here's the thing.
Mark Henry, everybody. Mark Henry.